My stepfamily destroyed everything I cared about for years, so I destroyed their most precious possessions in one afternoon. My stepfamily destroyed everything I cared about for years, so I destroyed their most precious possessions in one afternoon. My stepfamily had this twisted system where anything I cared about was automatically labeled a useless distraction that needed to be eliminated. After my mom died and I moved in with them, they would systematically destroy my hobbies while lecturing me about focusing on real life. The rule was brutal. If I wanted to keep any personal belongings, I had to write a 5-page essay proving their educational value, then defend it in front of the whole family like some twisted thesis presentation while they sat there smirking and finding reasons to reject everything. Even after I started getting A's in all my classes and landed a part-time job to prove I was responsible, they continued their reign of terror over anything that brought me joy. My stepfather would walk into my room with a garbage bag and sweep entire collections into it, while his fiancée filmed it on her phone for my own good, both of them laughing as I begged them to stop. They destroyed 3 years worth of carefully painted Warhammer figures, a vintage baseball card collection I'd inherited from my grandfather worth thousands of dollars, and my entire setup for streaming video games that had actually started earning me money. I reached my absolute breaking point when they threw away my custom-built gaming PC that I'd spent 2 years saving for and assembling piece by piece. My stepfather's fiancée looked me dead in the eye with pure malice and said, "Maybe now you'll finally develop some real skills instead of wasting your life on fantasy nonsense like your pathetic mother did." That computer was the last thing that connected me to my life before my mom passed away, and watching them destroy it felt like losing her all over again while they stood there gloating. That night, I decided that if they wanted to see what happened when someone's passions got destroyed, I would give them a masterclass in devastation. I spent the next 2 weeks carefully studying their routines and secretly documenting every single thing they treasured, while my rage built into something cold and calculated. My stepfather collected expensive golf clubs and spent hours polishing them every Sunday morning while bragging to neighbors about his handicap. His fiancée obsessed over her extensive wine collection and vintage jewelry, constantly posting photos on social media and treating each bottle like a priceless artifact. My stepsister hoarded designer makeup and spent 3 hours every morning perfecting her Instagram-worthy appearance routine. I waited for the perfect opportunity when they all left for my stepfather's work barbecue, giving me exactly 4 hours to execute my plan while my hands shook with anticipation. I started with his precious golf clubs, carefully loosening every single screw just enough that they would fall apart mid-swing, but not enough to notice immediately. For his fiancée's wine collection, I used a tiny syringe to extract small amounts from each bottle and replaced the wine with white vinegar mixed with food coloring to match perfectly. When they returned home that evening, I calmly announced that I had prepared a family appreciation presentation to show them how much I valued their guidance while trying to keep the excitement out of my voice. I told them that to demonstrate my newfound respect for their priorities, I wanted to watch them enjoy their favorite hobbies while I applauded their superior life choices. My stepfather grabbed his driver and headed to the backyard to practice his swing for tomorrow's tournament. The moment he took his first powerful swing with all his arrogant confidence, the entire club head went flying across the yard and crashed into their neighbor's fence while he stumbled forward and face planted into the grass with a sickening thud. He started screaming about defective equipment while I nodded sympathetically and suggested that maybe he should focus on developing real skills instead. Meanwhile, his fiancée decided to celebrate with a glass of her finest 2015 Cabernet, taking a deep sniff before her first sip. She immediately spit it out while making the most horrified gagging sounds I had ever witnessed, tears streaming down her cheeks as the vinegar burned her throat. She ran to the kitchen sink, trying desperately to wash the taste out while I explained that vinegar was excellent for cleansing the palate. The chaos reached its peak when my stepsister discovered that every single one of her makeup products had been replaced with children's face paint. She emerged from the bathroom looking like a deranged clown, with bright blue lipstick and orange foundation streaked across her face, screaming about her $1,000 skincare routine while mascara ran down her cheeks in black rivers. I looked at all three of them standing there in their various states of humiliation and said, "Don't worry, I'm sure you can write 5-page essays about how these hobbies contribute to your future career prospects, and then maybe you'll earn the right to enjoy them again." That was the last time anyone in that house touched anything that belonged to me.